girl VSA, and I'm here chilling with my homeboy Damien. And actually, this is just a random video because we were trying to experiment and make some drinks using tequila. I put ginger ale in mine, grenadine. He threw in. No, we didn't put the grenadine in there, huh? We did. I thought you put in this Red Bull edition. I think
it's Red Bull Red Edition.
Red Edition. Okay, so and then I don't think I made mine. Whatever. I'm gonna put a gummy bear in here.
Oh, you gonna put some fruit snacks in there?
Yeah. It's just on GP. I don't know if I felt like I didn't put enough ginger ale in mine. I don't think I did. No, mine is tasting a little weird. I'm put a little bit of this in here. So we was having a discussion because basically about women, men dating. I feel like in 2017 we getting shit all wrong. I mean, it's getting worse. No one's getting married. Everybody want to be side pieces. They don't want real relationships, like they scared. How you feeling about that?
2017. I mean, get with the times or get out.
You feel like people are like scared of relationship stuff, and so they like rather like opt out for being side pieces to each other? I mean, I have people that came up to me and was like, I want to be a side piece. A side dudes.
I think
I've been propositioned to take a dude on as a side piece. I said, nigga, I gotta have a dude first for you to be a side to my. What the hell? I'm single as hell. You want to be my side, but I ain't got a dude.
I think that. I think being a side piece has become popular. So a lot of people nowadays want to be side pieces. Back in the day, like 10 years ago, ain't nobody want to be a side piece of nobody, male or female.
Never.
You know, but it's become popular. Social media has boosted up a lot of stuff that was taboo back in the days. A lot of things that was frowned upon. A lot of people are embracing now. It's becoming a part of the American culture. So I say it's 2017, and it's like a big demoralization that's happening, not only in the United States, but like all over the place. And you know, it's through a lot of the stuff that we see, not just in social media, but you know, the media outlets. And I think that it's a conditioning that's going on.
Yeah.
And, because it's not just this male over here or that male over there that's saying they want to be a side piece. It's a lot of people that's saying these days they want to be side pieces. Social media, you see memes talking about like, you know, I just want to be somebody's side piece and do whatever it is that I, you know, do at the end of the day. So
then I was listening to a speaker on YouTube. And he basically made some good points. He said sometimes women, when we're dating, sometimes we go out and we're looking and asking all the wrong questions. I mean, some of the questions are maybe valid down the line, but like off jump, we were more concerned with like what kind of car dude drive, how many kids he have, how much money he's making, versus actually getting into like, well, we both agree the credit score is kind of important, you know what I'm saying, off top. You know, it kind of, from your standpoint, you would say they judge on how mature and how, what was that word you used? How responsible someone is if they got a high FICO score. But what I also heard the guy say was, realistically, what we need to be asking is, you know, what kind of household you came from. You know, did you grow up with both parents in the home? Did you, what's your criminal history? You know, things like that. And I think that is important. And for women, is your man sleeping with another man, or have he ever slept with another man? Not asking him, is he gay? Because some men who sleep with other men don't view themselves as gay. They look at it as an isolated situation that happened in their life, and that don't make them gay. I think that would be a concern. In his criminal history, is he involved with abuse of any level, physical or sexual abuse? I think that is more valid questions to be concerned with versus how much a dude make. What you think?
Yeah, the credit score. I definitely think something like that. Yes, people come out of situations where their parents may have messed up their credit because they have bad credit or no credit, and you know, a lot of immigrants came over here with nothing, and use their kids' credit, his social security number. So you know, I say like let there be a cushion between, you know, a certain age bracket, because you say, okay, from, let's say from the time they turn 18, they move out of their parents' house, you know, you give them 7 years after that to kind of rebuild, you know, a messed up credit score. And by the time you're 30, you know, definitely, like, let's say 35, you should, you know, nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying, but at least have a credit score where you can buy a house, you know, at least have like a 630 or somewhere around there, you know.
I think those are good questions on the premise of them not being a deal breaker, but really filling somebody on what level they are in life and who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. These questions, these questions as a whole, yes. While necessarily you wouldn't say, well, one thing may be a deal breaker, it could be a deal breaker, because you talk to these people and you say, okay, well, I've been in enough relationships with abusive people, so if for some reason, if, you know, somehow you come up on his criminal background and you say, okay, well, he's been in jail for domestic violence a few times, then you say, you know what, I just can't deal with something like that. I'm sorry, but I just can't. Now, if it was, you know, if you've been in jail one time, then, you know, some people could change, but especially if you see it happen like
time and time again,
then you're just like, I can't deal with that. And then the other things as well, the other questions that you deem important in your life, and you are right, a lot of people don't ask the appropriate questions. They just they just see like, you know, how much money, what kind of job, and a lot of guys, we don't even ask, you know, what kind of job, you know, as long as they look good. And sometimes even if like the mental don't even stimulate some of these guys, they just go on straight off of the looks.
And I think it's crazy because like it's a lot of us have jumped. I mean, I'm guilty of it. Shit, I ain't perfect, but I've jumped into relationships not understanding somebody's background, you know, not knowing, you know, what's going on, not knowing what type of household he came from, and that could be very dangerous, you know. And I actually was in the middle of a situation where a dude oh my God, it's gonna sound small. It was two different situations, and you could some people be like, Ty, really? But one dude I was dating and he pinched me and I called it off because I'm like,
wait, did he pinch you like this?
No, not that. I don't know what it is about people trying to pinch me, but he pinched me like hard enough to where it left a bruise, and I will never forget that situation because we was chilling, we was hanging, and he got mad because he said I was playing, and then he pinched me. That was it for us on that note. I did leave him. I didn't date him again after that because I said if he can pinch me, it could lead into something deeper. And I know some people be like, are you serious? I'm dead dog serious. My homegirl Raquel was there when it happened, and she know I left that. It was late at night, we left, and I was walking home because I was not about to deal with a dude that would pinch me. You know, something as small as that. He could have in his history, I think it showed up later in his history that he actually did have run-ins with the cops. I'm not saying if a dude pinch you, he probably got run-ins with the cop, but that was my situation. Another thing was going back to being arrested several times. I had a friend, you know, I do hair, so I'm braiding hair, and we were having a conversation, and it was like anniversary of her brother passing away, and basically he died by a drunk driver or whatever. A drunk driver hit him, and I think he's only 18 years old. And what happened with her with that is, what if she jumped in a relationship with a dude that was repeatedly going to jail for DUIs? You know what I'm saying? And then she finds out later, oh, this is what he's doing. I'm sure that will conflict the relationship big time because her brother passed away like that, and she's really emotional off of drunk drivers. You know, I'll just use those two points, but I think the guy, the speaker name is Umar Johnson. He brings up really good points on what women should be looking for when dating, or even asking what questions they should ask versus the questions that we typically ask. You guys can YouTube him and look up, I think he has tips for black women in dating. Look it up. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with whatever I was talking about today, you know, comment below this impromptu discussion we having while we're trying to figure out some drinks. You know, it goes like that. Comment, like, and subscribe.